Good morning, Joel Peters, the Planning Operations Trainee for the Rocky Mountain Type 1 team on the Devil's Knob Fire, here to provide the operational briefing for Saturday, September 18th. Kind of occurred out there yesterday. We'll start in branch 1 and then we'll kind of move into today with the precip that's occurring over the fire. So yesterday, we'll kind of go a little bit different around the map, but starting in the south in branch 2, moving up towards branch 1, all the patrol and mop up was looking good in there. They pulled hose, got some stuff out of there, so this portion of the fire is in really good shape. Yesterday, moving in from the first part of Foxtrot over towards the division break with Gulf. So yesterday morning, we knew we'd have drier air, some increased winds and some different conditions. So a lot of the higher elevations yesterday started out with low humidities, clear skies. And so we knew it might be kind of a busy day up there, and they did have a busy day. We actually ended up bottoming RHs out into the low teens, which was very low for that elevation that yesterday. So the biggest issues we had up there were from approximately were the black edges by H116 up towards the division break with Gulf and Foxtrot. They had several spots along in here over the control line. We're able to pick those up right away. Fairly small, not an issue. Later in the afternoon, approximately 1500, I believe, they had a spot. There's a rock formation here that's listed as a lookout as binoculars on the map, just west of DP 29 and the division break. They did get a spot that was between 1 and 2 acres, but they were able to pick up that direct. Launched some rotor wing aviation, and were able to pick that up direct yesterday pretty quickly without any issues. So, and they also had numerous spots through there, but they weren't very far off the line over the road, and were able to pick them up real quick. So that piece is looking good. Moving into Gulf, they had definitely some significant some activity, not significant, throughout there. Various pieces of the fire were moving around. They got some fire over the road in here as well. Today, if they can, they're going to try and take a look and see what that actually looks like and what it did in there. The primary piece, the indirect, the green on the map, is fully in at this point and is looking good. So no issues there with that piece of ground. Right here in the Horn Prairie area, they had a bit of activity moving around in there, through some additional spots over the dozer line in here, kind of late in the afternoon with the increased winds. Nothing really moved very significantly. It's well within the area where we want to keep the fire, but they did have some activity in there also. Moving over into Bravo, out in the area between the Rough Patch and the Devil's Knob, some of this spot, especially in the latest IR, which isn't on this map, definitely showed some movement in there kind of throughout the day. There's no major runs or anything like that, but it definitely moved around. They're very socked in. It wasn't able to punch through the inversion and smoke layer, so it didn't get super active. It did move around a bit in that country also. Moving south into the Ash Valley area, no issues within Ash Valley, but this spot did move around some more a little bit and progressed to the east. No control issues. At times the smoke was going over the road a little bit, but didn't pick up any spots or have any control problems in there yesterday. And then this primary containment line that ties into Rough Patch, that's all completed as well and ready to go for the future if it's needed. Into Charlie, they had a little bit of mechanical work left on their alternate line listed in the yellow on the map, but most of that's complete. Yesterday, the finger that's uncontained in the Buckeye 3 fire did not show any movement, so that's great. Really not anticipating anything there in the future as well. We'll move down into branch 3. The south half in Division Juliet, they're still just working on some of the chipping operations and getting into the rehab repair as they kind of have over the last several shifts. The spot fire down here, the several spots that grew together from the 7th, that's all fully contained at this point. Got black on the map around that. Got a little bit of work done in there yesterday and got that taken care of. Also got a little more containment up towards DP 41 down the road, tying into the pavement there. And then just, yesterday doing a lot of patrol through there. It was continuing to clean up some of the fuels that were left in there, but not very active, just kind of moving around a little bit. Biggest issue there is the snags. They try to do as much falling as they could. in the old burn scar from the whiskey fire, but there's definitely still some left in there higher on the hill where they couldn't really get fallers. So that's kind of their biggest issue there. Also is that piece of ground and just worrying about the snags. So the biggest thing to say for today would be what a difference a day makes. As of this morning around our briefing time, they had recorded approximately a ½ inch at some of the RAWS locations of rain. So we're getting what we need out there. So today the biggest issue is that we need the rain, but we're not able to do a heck of a lot with some of the road conditions. We have some compromised culverts in locations. If those get plugged, we can have road washouts, all those kinds of things. So today will be a bit of a day on figuring it out, what's actually going on out there with this precip, finishing some stuff that happened from yesterday to see where it's at. And then today is the last shift for the Rocky Mountain team, and the Pacific Northwest Team 2 will be taking over the fire tomorrow. So that's the last briefing from the Rocky Mountain team for the ops, and that's all I have.